Welcome to Sheikh Hamdan's Fans official channel, your premier destination for the latest updates on Sheikh Hamdan and the royal family. Today, we're thrilled to share another breathtaking poem penned by Sheikh Hamdan, dedicated to his first love, Hadia Zen. As I sit here, immersed in the beauty of his words, I'm transported to a quaint cafe, where the atmosphere is electric, and the sun shines brighter with her presence. With his fingers wrapped around a cold cup of coffee, Sheikh Hamdan observes Hadia from his favorite corner perch, mesmerized by her effortless charm. This poem is a masterpiece, a heartfelt ode to the woman who has captivated Sheikh Hamdan's soul. With every line, we're drawn into the intimacy of his emotions, as he recounts the brief encounter that left an indelible mark on his heart. The way she smiles, the way she moves, it's as if the world pauses, entranced by her presence. Sheikh Hamdan's words are a testament to the power of love, to the way it can consume us, body and soul. Hadia may have been unaware of the impact she had on him, but her presence has left an enduring legacy in his heart. This poem is a declaration of that love, a love that has been his constant companion, his guiding star. As we delve into the depths of this poem, we're reminded that true love knows no bounds, not even those of time and space. Hadia may be a distant memory, but her essence lives on, inspiring Sheikh Hamdan's creativity, his passion, and his soul. This poem is a gift, a treasure that we're honored to share with you. It's a reminder that love can be both exhilarating and heartbreaking, but ultimately, it's the essence of what makes us human. So, let's cherish this moment, this poem, and the love that it represents. In the warm, golden light of the cafe, the gentle hum of conversation and the soft clinking of cups and spoons created a soothing melody. It was a tranquil atmosphere, yet vibrant with life. And then, she walked in, her presence as commanding as her beauty. With a quiet confidence, she approached the counter, tucked a stray lock of hair behind her ear, and placed her order. Her voice was like a soft breeze on a summer day, familiar and soothing. I should have looked away, focused on my coffee, but she drew me in like a magnet. There was something about her that went beyond physical beauty, an aura that preceded her, a presence that you could sense before you even saw her. As she finished her order and waited for her drink, our eyes met, and for a fleeting moment, time stood still. The cafe, with all its gentle chaos, faded into the background, leaving only the two of us, suspended in a moment of mutual awareness. As she turned to collect her drink, our eyes briefly locked, and my heart skipped a beat. It was as if the universe had shifted, and destiny had whispered, "Here she is, again." I tried to brush it off, pretending to check my phone, but my heart wasn't fooled. It responded as if the cosmos had aligned, and fate had brought us together once more. As I glanced up, I caught a glimpse of her scanning the room for an empty seat. And then, as if fate wasn't finished with its tricks, she spotted me, and our eyes met again. This time, there was no escape. With a tone of casual courtesy, she asked, "Would you mind if I sat here?" My mind went blank, and I stumbled over my words, finally managing to stammer, "Yeah, of course, all right." She smiled, and her eyes sparkled, as she took her seat across from me. The air was filled with the sweet scent of her perfume, a subtle blend of warm and floral notes that left me breathless. I had the option to remain silent, to let the moment pass, but I couldn't keep quiet. For some reason, I felt compelled to speak, to break the silence, and connect with her on a deeper level. As we sipped our coffee, the conversation flowed effortlessly, like a gentle stream meandering through the countryside. We talked about everything and nothing, our words dancing in the air, like fireflies on a summer evening. And then, she dropped a bombshell, her eyes sparkling with mischief, as she said, "I take it you're a writer." My heart skipped a beat, and I felt like I'd been caught red-handed, my deepest secrets exposed. I chuckled, trying to play it cool, but my heart was racing like a runaway train. "How did you know?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. She smiled, her eyes crinkling at the corners, as she said, "I've read a few of your pieces. Your writing about emotions is fantastic. It seems real, as if you're drawing from a deep place." I felt like I'd been punched in the gut, my emotions raw and exposed. If only she knew that she was the inspiration behind every sentence, every line, and every tale. As I met her gaze, a warm smile spread across my face, and I replied, "That means a lot." In that instant, the outside world melted away, leaving only the two of us, suspended in a bubble of connection. The conversation flowed effortlessly, like a gentle stream meandering through the countryside, as we delved into the depths of our souls. This moment might have been nothing more than a fleeting encounter, a brief exchange of words before she vanished into the crowd, leaving me with only the memory of her presence. Or perhaps, just possibly, this was the start of something larger, a river navigating well-traveled routes, carving a new path through the landscape of our lives. As we sipped our coffee, the conversation unfolded naturally, like the petals of a flower opening to greet the sun. She spoke about her love for tiny cafes, those hidden gems nestled in the heart of the city, where the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the gentle hum of conversation created a sense of warmth and belonging. I listened, entranced, as her words painted a picture of a world that was both familiar and unknown, a world that I longed to explore alongside her. As she spoke about the tiny cafes, her eyes sparkled with a sense of wonder, and I found myself captivated by her every word. She described how these hidden gems were like little havens of calm in a world that was constantly changing. I listened, entranced, as she painted a picture of a world that was both serene and vibrant. As I sat across from the woman I had long admired, I felt like I was discovering a new side of her. The small details that shaped her identity were like pieces of a puzzle falling into place. She tapped her fingers lightly against her cup, and her eyes locked onto mine as she asked, "Do you ever wonder if we're meant to meet certain people?" The question caught me off guard, and I blinked, taken aback by the depth of her inquiry. After examining me for a while, she nodded, as though she had a secret understanding of me. "I read one of your stories last year," she added, her voice barely above a whisper. The story of the man who had a distant love for a woman but lacked the guts to tell her. My coffee almost choked me, and I forced a laugh, trying to play it cool. I had more to say, something deep that would make this moment endure for a lifetime. But before I could come up with the correct words, she got up and said, "I should go." The moment seemed to be passing quickly, and I felt like I was losing my chance. However, she paused, glanced down at her napkin, and then quickly passed it over the table. She scribbled something on it, winked, and added, "For next time." As she vanished into the crowded street, I was left gazing at the napkin, my heart still reeling from the unexpected turn of events. I picked it up, my hands feeling almost unsteady, and smiled as I read the phone number, her name, and the 3 small words that changed everything. "I saw you." For the first time in a long time, I felt a spark of hope, a sense that this wasn't just another fleeting moment, but something more, something I had been waiting for, but never dared to expect. The napkin seemed heavier than it should, as if it held the weight of 1,000 possibilities. I folded it carefully and tucked it into my pocket, feeling the edges of my reality alter, like the pieces of a puzzle finally falling into place. She saw me, and in that moment, everything changed. The world seemed brighter, more vibrant, as if the colors had been turned up, and the music had begun to play. I spent the rest of the day in a daze, my mind reeling with the implications of those 3 small words. I took the napkin out of my pocket every few minutes, just to make sure it was real, that this wasn't just some wild fantasy playing out in my mind. As night began to fall, I found myself sitting on my couch, staring at my phone, her number shining on the screen like a beacon calling me home. What do I say? I've crafted worlds out of nothing, penned 1,000 stories, and yet, in this moment, I'm speechless. I inhaled deeply, trying to calm the storm raging inside me, and type out a simple message. Today was unexpected, however, I'm happy it took place. I hesitate for a moment, wondering if it's too much, too little, but then I hit submit, sending the message out into the digital ether. The wait is agonizing, the seconds ticking by like hours. And then, suddenly, my phone springs to life, a message from her, "Me too. Why did it take you so long?" I read it twice, then again, my face breaking into a slow smile. I had no idea where this would go, or whether it would be love or simply another passing phase, but one thing was certain. The woman I loved wasn't just a fantasy. She was real, she was present, and this was just the beginning. I gazed at her message, allowing the words to fully register. "What took you so long?" She was waiting, she had noticed me before today, albeit perhaps not in the same way that I had. I feel a wave of excitement and incredulity wash over me, my thumbs lingering over the keyboard as I try to craft a response. At last, I type out a message, my heart pounding in my chest. "Would you believe me if I said I was just waiting for the perfect moment?"